Yeah, great bushings, S&B, great bushings, terrible fucking removal tools. That was garbage. I wanted to kill people and myself last night. Hocklers, we're back. Back today with the pink truck, my 1980 Ford F-150. This one here. Today's the day we're doing body mounts. It's time. This thing's 42 years old and it's kind of rickety and doesn't have a great ride quality. So we're gonna go ahead and install some new mounts. I'm kind of a dumbass and spent a lot of money on the body mounts because, well, I pulled this truck from a field and I just want to make sure that while I'm building it, I'm gonna make sure it's got the best parts I can get for it. So these bushings I got are lifetime guarantee. So see how they work. All the diesel guys swear by them. I guess let's go. All right, guys. So these are the mounts we went with, S&B Silicone body mounts. Like I said, they're I think the most expensive ones on the market, but you'll see why in a second here. So I've already opened this up, obviously. Got some instructions. They actually come with a removal tool as well because the factory bushings are tapered and you gotta press them out. Tapered. Yeah, they're tapered, you gotta press them out. So here's the removal tools. 1, 2. We got some shims to make sure the body lines line up, box and cab. OEM hardware, replacement hardware, all already got its Loctite on them. The right size and everything. This is the bolt to remove the old bushings with the removal tool. And yeah, here's the bushings. These things are sweet units. So they're designed for lifetime use, and they're like 7-piece construction, I think. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7-piece construction. They are pretty sweet. They got a little locking O-ring on here, so once you slide them together, you don't have to have someone on the bottom of the truck holding a nut or bolt or a wrench. You literally just slide it in there, it'll hold it for a couple seconds, slide your bolt in, throw her on, she's done. So there's 3 rows in this truck. Row 1 is for underneath the Rad Sport, row 2 is for underneath your feet, and row 3 is for behind the seat, behind that bench seat. So let's get into it. I'll show you guys where they're going in the truck, and we'll get into the install. Let's go. All right, guys, so here's the front of the truck. I'll take you for a walk through of where the bushings are. So the front 2 are under the Rad Sport. There's the frame tab that the Rad Sport bushing sits on. Look at that, guys. That is toast. 100% toast. This one here is actually the whole reason that we're switching this. If you can see this, watch, ready? The whole damn body flexes a little bit there. This bushing is toast. There's nothing left on the bottom. So this one's straight pulling through. That needs replaced for sure. So there's the 2 front ones. You can access them from the bottom where I just showed you. And in behind these wires, there is the nut. So 1 and 2. Okay, we're gonna make our way to the second row of body mounts. Just pull up the carpet here. There's a little cover and you can see the second row bolt there. That's an 18mm. And then the third one, it's right there, flat on the floor. And that's a 15mm. I'm fairly sure the front and the first and the second row are 18s and this third row is a 15. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So one of the main reasons we're switching this is because last year wheeling, I made a hideaway winch mount for the VR Evo 10S there, and put the bumper back on, went wheeling the next trip, and we flexed so hard that it actually crunched my, I think this is called the sail panel, and the fender up and in. So we have a spare fender. I'm gonna try to fix this one because the spare fender isn't pink, it's black. You guys, I want at least one vehicle that's all one color, even if it is pink. But yeah, it doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna try to fix it up a bit more. because it's definitely crunched. Now I want to have the bumper back on there working properly, so this side looks nice and crispy. We need this side to look nice and crispy as well. Crispy to crunchy. Okay, well, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we're on the second row of bushings here. This is the factory stuff, obviously, top and bottom. And this is the stuff we're gonna be replacing it with. Much, much nicer. Looks like it'll last a lot longer than this stuff. Jeez, what a pain. These are taper fit this onto there, so you actually have to use the removal tools they send with the cup. So once you get the bolt out, you're basically just looking at this. On the bottom of the truck, you actually put the cone on the bottom, thread that bolt in with the washer and the nut, right like that. So cup, threaded rod, washer, nut, and you thread that into there, say 3 or 4 turns, install the cup, threaded rod, the washer and the nut, and just ug it, and it'll just pull this thing off. Makes a ginormous mess, but yeah, they will come off. Look how gross that is. So, let me get back to installing. I'll show you guys actually the removal in a second here. I'll show you on one of the rear ones. So, let's get back to it. Holy, look at the hairdo there. Okay, Focklers, so where I left yesterday was time lapse looking at the back of the truck. I said I'd show you those removal cups and how they worked. That was a lie. The removal cups worked for 1 on each side out of the 3 rows. The threaded rod they sent with the removal tool is probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches too short. Yeah, great bushings, S&B, great bushings. Terrible fucking removal tools. It was garbage. I wanted to kill people and myself last night, about halfway through the job. So, great bushings, terrible removal tools. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so day 2, we did get it done last night. I had to lift the cab up a lot higher than I wanted to, and I had to use my angle grinder cutter tool, that sweet unit there, to make the bushings look like mincemeat to get them off. So you guys want to see what the old bushings look like? Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, so this is the clusterfuck of factory bushings and mounts and everything. So technically they're supposed to look like this. The cone is supposed to slide over the bottom and actually put pressure on this, and then the thread rod is supposed to pull this bottom piece out, and then the bushing will come apart. This one worked, and one other one worked. The rest of these did not, obviously. Had to cut this like a pie to bend the metal tabs up and off of it, almost like this one, just so that the center would fall through, this would fall through, and I could remove the bushings. Like I said, complete pain in my ass. I know the truck's 42 years old. I'm not sure if these are factory bushings or not, but they fought me like they were, so. Anyway, you guys want to see what the new hotness bushings look like? Look at that. Ooh wee. New bolts, new hardware, no more flapping. Definitely can't lift this up anymore. Let's try. Nope, the whole truck moves. So, like I said, it was a bit of a nightmare, but definitely worth it. The bushings, it feels a lot better. It rides way nicer now. The other one's back there. It rides much nicer now. I can't complain, but one hell of a job. If you guys are planning on doing this by yourselves, just make sure you got a torch and air and cutting tools and about as much patience as you need for just about anything. That was terrible last night. Anyway, I guess we're gonna see what this thing drives like. I'm excited. I've already driven it, so I know it drives a lot nicer, but smooth as ever. I'll get a little rolling video. There's no more rattles and clanks, and you know what? For a 42-year-old truck, she ain't doing bad. Found a couple other things I'd like to replace, so we'll get ourselves into that here in the next couple episodes. But for now, it is what it is. Just ready for a drive. Let's go. All right, let's fire up and get her right here. All right, Fockler, so she's all done. What do you guys think? I think it looks a tad bit taller, actually. Body lines came out pretty decent. Probably use one more small shim in the front, but really not bad at all. Jeez, even sounds good. Walk around to the 80 F150. Swiss cheese frame. Old Pinky, that's what I call her, Old Pinky. All right, let's go for a ride. See what it's like.